Hello. I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about a subject I call the long view. The long view. You know, we bear with us as fundraisers goals, deadlines, objectives. We represent programs, projects, people. And we go in with zeal, energy, enthusiasm, positivity. We go and visit with donors and ask for their assistance to help us fulfill these objectives, deadlines, goals, and meet the needs of these programs, projects, people. And this puts upon us, of course, a certain pressure, a certain stress, and of course our organizations, because of what they need in order to thrive and to fulfill their missions. Our organizations have a certain stress and pressure as well. And funds help to alleviate and help make it possible for these objectives, these challenges to be met. Now, working at a university as I do, the University of Missouri St. Louis, the nature of our institution allows us to have what I call the long view. That we can think about the donor from a greater period of time, in the sense of graduates of our university will have a relationship with our university from the day they came in contact with it to the day they leave this earth. And friends of our university, those friendships with the university can be certainly their entire lives long. Now, so we can look at these donors a little bit differently as a university than perhaps, let's say, a social service agency that is under significant financial challenges to raise money right now to meet needs right now. And if the money isn't raised very, very soon, critical needs will not be met. And that is a different kind of view, length of timeline, than what we enjoy at a university. Because we have a lifelong relationship with a donor can be generous one year, perhaps unable to be so generous the next year. Sometimes the relationship of a donor to the university is very, very intense and strong. Sometimes it wanes, it waxes and wanes sometimes over the course of time. And that's not necessarily negative, because many of our finest donors are fine donors and supporters of other organizations. And of course, they have busy and complex lives themselves, their lives changing from season to season, irregardless of the institutions we represent. So we need to think about our donors from a longer view. And our donors oftentimes think about us from a longer view. You know, I visited with a donor not that long ago, and with an idea, with a concept that was very, very big. Okay, it might have been a long shot, speaking of a long view, a long shot. But I felt that this is something that could appear to the donor, is something our institution certainly needed. It would be a very exciting possibility, and maybe this donor would be interested. So I had presented it to the donor. The donor wanted to think about it and talk about it with his spouse. And when I returned, the donor, the gentlest, kindest person I know, said, "Martin, you know, this is not the time nor the proposal that we would want to support with the kind of level that you've requested." This didn't surprise me. But what was particularly interesting and gratifying is this donor went on to say, "But Martin, I hope this wouldn't preclude you in the future from bringing these future ideas on behalf of your university that you think my wife and I should consider." So the donor had the long view. He didn't see this no as something, a no for forever, or a no that would somehow cause the relationship to end. It was a no for now. It was in the waxing and waning. It perhaps wasn't that best opportunity for him, and certainly the target number was perhaps too ambitious, at least for this point in time. but he didn't want the relationship to end. In fact, he didn't want the fundraising relationship to end, because he has enjoyed and he has benefited from the investments, the partnerships he has established with our institution. And he anticipates that there will be such partnerships in the future that he will be able to benefit from and enjoy with our institution. So having the long view, I can accept that, I can relax with it, I can have confidence and trust that I can return to this donor in the future. Or perhaps those that succeed me can return to this donor and be listened to, heard, and responded to favorably. So the long view allows me to relax, allows us as donors to relax. You know, we're representatives of these institutions. We are ambassadors. We are facilitators of philanthropy. Some of us are with our institutions for decades, some of us a few years. There are those who preceded us that worked with these donors. Oftentimes there will be those who succeed us who will be working with these donors. And we have this responsibility to care for these relationships with the utmost respect and having a longer view in time. We can trust that future opportunities will come. So, I'd like you to consider this. Could this help your disposition as you think about the donors that you work with? It does not mean we don't be aggressive, that we don't bring significant energy, our best stuff, our conviction, our enthusiasm, and that we don't challenge donors. We do. That's our responsibility. But we do this in the sense that we have a relationship, first and foremost, a relationship for which we bear respect. People that, whether they say yes or no to us at this particular point in time, may say yes to us or to our successors many, many more times in the future. And having this long view about this nature of this relationship needs to be somehow within us as fundraisers as we go about serving our organization. I wonder what you think about this whole subject matter. I wonder if this would be helpful for you, or maybe you have a slightly different perspective or insight. If so, I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening.